explain the entire game. uh,
Well said. Well said.
Mario, question. Now that you have Sam Darnold as your quarterback, you know you drafted JJ McCarthy this year. He got hurt, so he was out for the rest of the year. What do you think you guys should do as far as the quarterback situation? Should you re-sign Sam Darnold? Because they say his value is still at 30 million per. Or should you just go ahead with the future with JJ McCarthy?
In my personal opinion, I would say let Sam Darnold go. And it's not because of this game. It's not because of the game against Detroit. The way I look at it is this. For me, I've been a Minnesota Vikings fan since Tavares Jackson, may he rest in peace. I've been a Minnesota Vikings fan since Brett Favre, that one season where he took him to the NFC Championship and he threw that game-losing pick against the Saints.
Come on,
I
I
have
know.
seen so much heartbreak. I've seen the Blair Walsh missed field goal. I've seen the 38-7 loss to the Eagles. The reason why I'm mentioning that is, and I love the Minnesota Vikings so much that I go back to the history. I mean, I got Randy Moss right behind me, that poster right there. I remember 98, we were supposed to go to the Super Bowl and another missed kick. The 70s teams that lost 4 Super Bowls. The reason why I'm mentioning all these guys is because we have had every single quarterback in the book that you could possibly name, except for a winner. So what I mean to say by that is we've had the guys who are athletic. Go back to Fran Tarkenton back in the early days in the 70s. We have guys like Dante Culpepper. We have had guys like Teddy Bridgewater. We have had a lot of athletic quarterbacks. We've had gunslingers, guys like Brett Favre, Kirk Cousins, Sam Darnold. I mean, gunslingers, guys that can get you 30 touchdowns in a season. We've had game managers, guys like Case Keenum and Sam Bradford, who were able to cut a field and bring you down to the. We have never had a guy that we could say, "Hey, 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We need you to get that touchdown, and we need you to do it in the biggest moment possible. Go." We've never had that guy. We've had every possible quarterback you could think of. We've had guys who should be able to replace a quarterback with how good they were. Adrian Peterson. We've single-handedly 2012 just carried that team with Christian Ponder as their quarterback. We have had everything you could possibly think of except for a winner. Now, I'm not going to lie. Maybe people might try to call my bluff. I'm telling you, I'm not bluffing. Thank you. We also had Randall Cunningham. Randall Cunningham was a stud in 98. We had Warren Moon as well. I forgot about Warren Moon. If you asked me last year, because last year's quarterback draft was loaded. You had Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix. Shout out to those guys. They were doing their thing. I mean, Caleb Williams, I'm a little bit on the fence, but that's a different topic for a different time. Jaden Daniels, though, and Bo Nix, they really held their own. Even Drake May. Drake May had himself a decent season as well. If you ask me, name the quarterback you wanted, I wanted JJ McCarthy. And the reason why is because you got to go back to Michigan. Back when Jim Harbaugh was first coaching that team. In those first years, if you remember, they couldn't beat Ohio State. They just couldn't. I mean, Ohio State was basically owning them, you know? And then what happens? JJ McCarthy comes in. Next thing you know, he goes 20 with JJ McCarthy as your quarterback, 28-1. So, and now a lot of people are going to say, oh, he had an incredible defense. Blake Corum was lighting it up that season. He had some good weapons receiving with like Roman Wilson. I agree. But here's the thing. I'm sorry, but when you're going up against a Nick Saban defense and you go, hey, you need to drive down that field. You need to make the right plays as a quarterback. What are you going to do? I'm sorry, but I still remember the play where Dallas Turner gave it all he got, blitzed full steam at him. He decided to, it was like a little one of those like trick plays. He decides to lateral back to JJ McCarthy. JJ McCarthy decides to make this incredible catch as a quarterback, throw it on 1 foot, 30 yards, and get the first down on Dallas Turner while he's sacking him. I'm sorry. I remember that. You can't say that was Blake Corum. You can't say that was the offensive line. You can't say it was the defense. In my opinion, JJ McCarthy has proven that not only was he a winner in high school, he was a winner in college. Now, you're going to say the NFL is a whole different ballgame, and I agree. But here's the way I look at it. JJ McCarthy's on a rookie contract. Unfortunately, he tore his ACL. Let's suppose JJ McCarthy is a bust. Let's suppose he's the next Christian Ponder. With that team, you could somewhat work around it. You could somewhat work around, not with a bad quarterback, but you could somewhat kind of fill out the pieces. You can get a veteran quarterback in the next year, you know, kind of develop him, do all these types of things. But here's the problem. You got to look at the ceiling of a guy. If JJ McCarthy can be the same winner that he was in high school and in college, I'll take that any day of the week because we have never had a certified winner at quarterback. So that is why I wanted JJ McCarthy. He won a national championship. The record's 28-0. He had a better record in 3 seasons. He had less losses in 3 seasons than Caleb Williams had in 1. So when you really go look at it, even Jaden Daniels, you go back and look at Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels on LSU, he still found a way to took Michigan to the national championship and win it. Bo Nix at Oregon. Bo Nix was great. The only 2 losses he had was against Michael Penix Jr. Michael Penix Jr., I love him. But in my opinion, I wanted the guy who was a certified winner. And in my opinion, that's JJ McCarthy. You know, spin whatever narrative you want about him. That was the winner.
So with all that being said,
Good.
we always do a preseason preview. So we definitely gonna have you back on, Mario.
Yep.
But you also do a boxing show. You're in the boxing chat, part of the R2L family. So let the folks know. Well, hold on. I'm sorry. Appreciate you for coming on, first of all, because it's been a long time coming. But let the folks know where they can find you.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you to Refuse to Lose Network. You guys are doing amazing things. I see the highlights and the reels of all the shows that you guys do. You guys kill it out there, honestly. So I appreciate you guys having me on the show. Yeah, to Puncher's point, boxing is my favorite sport. I love all sports. You know, again, I love football, but boxing has always been my favorite sport. It's always been near and dear to my heart. And I decided that me and my co-host at the time, Breezy, shout out to him, he's doing great. We decided to do the Puncher's Point and start it up. And overall, I was all about, you know, trying to connect with as many people as possible. And I ended up connecting with In the Red Corner. You know, In the Red Corner does amazing boxing content for you guys as well. And they said, hey, we're allowing, you know, some guys at that particular time that aren't members to come into the chat and talk. And I went into the chat. It's been nothing but love. You know, it's never been heated arguments, nothing like that. It's been nothing but love, regardless of the takes, regardless of disagreements. And so overall, I'm just trying to, you know, give my take on boxing, just provide a different outlook, you know, hear everybody else's take on boxing, and overall just kind of bring a different look to boxing media. So, yeah, if y'all want to check out a great boxing podcast along with In the Red Corner, you know, definitely check out the Puncher's Point, YouTube, all podcast platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Threads, Discord, Reddit, you name it, we got it. So, yeah, I appreciate you allowing me to share my platform on here on the Refuse to Lose Network, and I appreciate you guys having me on the show.
Of course.
Thank you for coming on, man. You spit some knowledge today.
And you did.
And
you was
got
real.
And you got an
Appreciate it,
MSU
guys.
fan going crazy right now. So
Yeah, he
Facts.
MSU. he MSU. So you don't like JJ McCarthy.
Yeah. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
all right,
Yeah,
man.
stay
Until
safe,
next
man.
time, man.
See you guys.
That was good.
Man, that Vikings history, Joe. I know you felt.
Yeah.
I know you felt a little bit of that pain, you know, going through that quarterback list. You know.
When you said Brett Favre
God,
interception,
man.
man, I was actually rooting for them when he did that pick, man. I was like, come on, Brett Favre.
You was rooting for them when against the
Because
Saints?
Greg Williams on the other side, and then
Oh,
I mean, I didn't like Greg Williams. I'm not saying I didn't like Greg Williams, but like New Orleans like the happy story, man. I was like, everybody was rooting for him. I was like, man, come on, Brett Favre.
Why can't
Only
say shout out to
reason-
Brother Jacob? That Brother Jacob wasn't on the show.
oh, he probably thought that. Oh man, Joe. He said Vikings fan, so